Good morning, everybody. It's time for our spelling test today. Okay, and with our spellings, we chose some words which we thought you might be able to use in your writing that you've been doing this week, all about polar bears, as we've done our non-chronological report all about polar bears ready to go to the zoo. So we've chosen some very special Arctic vocabulary for you. So vocabulary is just another word for words, isn't it? Okay, so the first sheet then I'm going to go over first of all. Okay, and the first word on your first sheet was Arctic. Polar bears often live in the Arctic. The Arctic. Okay, word number 2 is tundra. Tundra. And not many plants grow in the tundra, and no trees grow in the tundra at all. There's very little rain, isn't there? And the Arctic is part of the tundra. Well, the tundra is part of the Arctic. So the next word then is polar bear. Tough one, that one. Polar bear. Polar bears have hollow fur. Polar bear. The next word we've got is frozen. Frozen. The landscape of the Arctic is frozen. Okay, the next one we've got is icy. Icy. The floor underneath the polar bear's feet was icy. Okay, the next one we've got is hollow. Hollow. So the polar bear's fur is hollow, which just means that it's not full of something. So there's like a gap in the middle of it. So I imagine if you think of a toilet roll and you've got the middle bit in there, the cardboard tube, that's hollow, isn't it? Because you can go all the way through it. Okay. And the last word on that sheet that we've got on sheet number 1 is iceberg. Iceberg. And an iceberg is a piece of a glacier that's come away from it. An iceberg. Okay, so there are spellings that we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spellings. Should we just check them, make sure you've got 7? We've got Arctic, tundra, polar bear, frozen, icy, hollow, and iceberg. Okay, so that was sheet number 1. Now, are you ready for sheet number 2 then? The first word we've got on sheet number 2 is habitat. Habitat. So a polar bear's habitat is the Arctic. So the habitat is a place where it lives. It's like its home. Okay, so the habitat. Word number 2 is carnivore. Carnivore. Polar bears are the largest carnivore on the earth. Carnivore. And a carnivore is a meat eater. So it's an animal that eats meat, or predominantly, which means mostly meat. I know sometimes when we've read on the ice bear, it reads eats berries as well, doesn't it? So I'd be tempted to say it's an omnivore, but technically it says a carnivore. The next word we've got then is predator. Predator. The fierce predator pounced onto its prey. Predator. The next word we've got is camouflage. Camouflage. A polar bear can camouflage into its surroundings because it's the same color. Camouflage. The next word is prey. A ringed seal is a polar bear's prey. Prey. The next word we've got, I like this one. Are you ready? We can do it together. Ready? It's pounce. Pounce. So pounce is another word for jump. Pounce. And it's sort of when you pounce, it's ready to attack. It's not just a jump up and down. It's kind of a jump and a leap forward towards something. Okay, and the last word we've got is the same as one on the other sheet as well. We've got polar bear. Polar bear. And polar bear is a tricky one to spell. It's a bit unusual, some of the sounds that we've got in there. So make sure you be careful with that one. Polar bear. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spellings this time again. So let's make sure we've got them all. We've got habitat, carnivore, predator, camouflage, prey, pounce, and polar bear. So that's all 7 of your spellings this week. Now, because it is half term next week, we thought we'd give you a little week off so you can have lots of relaxing, lots of downtime, and just enjoy yourself, okay? So what I will do, if you do want to practice some spellings this week, I'll put our year 2 common exception words onto Dojo. So they're the words that we practice in year 2 because they are a little bit tricky to spell. So you could have a look through those and see if there are any that you're not too sure about how to spell, or if you'd like to practice any of them. But also, if you want to have some time to chill out over half term, that'd be good as well, okay? So have a lovely day, guys, and have a lovely half term as well. And I'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.